Imagine being told that no matter what you do, you will always be one of two things: pure or polluted, mother or monster, saint or sinner. An Australian historian named Anne Summers gave this pattern its sharpest name: damned whores and God's police. But the pattern she described was never only Australian. Across the colonial world, women were divided into just two acceptable identities: the damned whores, women viewed as sexually immoral, dangerous, and deserving of punishment, and God's police, women rewarded for policing morality, obedience, and domestic virtue. From the Americas to Africa, from India to the Pacific, the same categories took root, and they never truly disappeared. Perhaps they simply changed their clothes. Anne Summers studied the women of colonial Australia, convicts and settlers, branded immoral simply for existing inside the system. But travel anywhere the empires reached, and the same machinery appears. In Puritan New England, a woman's worth was her chastity. In Spanish and Portuguese America, the church offered women two faces of themselves: the venerated virgin and the fallen temptress, blamed for the conquest itself. In colonial India and across Africa, imperial powers cast local women as figures to be rescued and reformed, or as proof of a people who needed governing. Everywhere, respectability was not earned through character. It was assigned through conformity. Marry, obey, bear children, keep the faith, and you became one of God's police, enforcing the rules that protected your own fragile place. Step outside them through sexuality, independence, or simply poverty, and you became a damned whore. Two identities, no middle ground. The labels were never descriptions, they were tools, because controlling women begins with sorting them. This is why the same story keeps being written on every continent the empire touched. Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter gives us Hester Prynne. In colonial America, one child outside marriage, and an entire community brands her, not as a person, but as a symbol. The Scarlet Letter is not only punishment, it is public control. A warning to every other woman of what happens when the rules break. Then, Arthur Miller's The Crucible. On the surface, the Salem witch trials. Beneath it, fear. Fear of women who do not fit. Independent women become witches. Young women become temptresses. Older women become threats. A society built on moral panic always needs someone to blame, and it reaches, again and again, for the woman who stepped out of line. Margaret Atwood saw the pattern too. When she wrote The Handmaid's Tale, she insisted that nothing in it had not already happened, somewhere in history. Gilead is not science fiction. It is the colonial moral order rearranged. Women sorted into functions: wives, handmaids, Marthas, aunts. And just as Summers described, women are made to police one another. The aunts do not merely obey the system, they sustain it. Power survives longest when ordinary people enforce it for free. It is easy to file these stories under history, until we hear how familiar the language still sounds. And not in one country, but everywhere. Women are praised for being modest, then dismissed as boring, urged to be ambitious, then blamed for neglecting family, told to be attractive, but never too attractive, confident, but never intimidating, desirable, but never promiscuous. The impossible balance survives. Only the labels evolved. Today's damned whore may be the woman judged online for her body, her clothes, her career, or her refusal to have children. Today's God's police no longer stand only in churches. They appear on television, on podcasts, in comment threads and group chats, deciding what a good woman should be. The mechanism has not changed. Only the platform has. Around the world, debates over reproductive rights, religious influence in government, and a woman's place in public life have surged back to the center. To some, a return to tradition. To others, an attempt to limit women's autonomy. Whichever you believe, the question of who gets to define womanhood is being asked again, loudly, in many languages at once. That is why images from The Handmaid's Tale now appear at real protests. On multiple continents, fiction becomes protest because people recognize the pattern. Not identical, but familiar. It is tempting to believe this is about other people, the extremists, the politicians, the past, the faraway places. But what if it isn't? What if these categories survive because ordinary people, all of us, keep using them? Have you ever judged another woman for being too much, too loud, too sexual, too ambitious, too emotional, too devoted to her career, too devoted to her children, too religious, not religious enough? Every judgment quietly redraws the same line. Good woman, bad woman, God's police, damned whore. Perhaps this system never needed empires or governments to survive. Perhaps it survives inside us. Anne Summers was never only writing about a penal colony. She was exposing a way of thinking, one the empires carried everywhere, that divides women instead of understanding them. The Scarlet Letter warned us. The Crucible warned us. The Handmaid's Tale warned us. History, on every continent, warns us. The question is no longer whether these ideas existed. The question is whether we still recognize them when they wear modern clothes. Because the most dangerous systems are not the ones we can clearly see. They are the ones we have mistaken for normal. If the world only gives women two acceptable identities, who benefits? But a label is not a destiny. It is only a habit of seeing, and every habit can be unlearned. So the next time you move to sort a woman, saint or sinner, good or bad, stop and ask who taught you to choose. Refuse the two boxes. Open the category. And let her be something the old world had no word for. Whole, free, entirely her own. Change begins the moment we stop sorting. So begin it.